My name is Mario Register. I am the youth and young adult pastor here at Living Hope Church. Just some things to help you to get to know me a little bit more. I didn't grow up in church. I grew up down in Cleveland, Ohio. Grew up with a military mom. She served in our military, the Navy, for 17 years. And right now she's a retired veteran and she is living in Parma. So blessed to still have her around, even after some of the hard things she had to deal with in the military. But we grew up down in Cleveland, Ohio, in neighborhoods that were not so good at the time. Always went to rough schools, didn't really grow up in the church, didn't really have that foundation. I had a stepdad who at the time loved the Lord, but at the time my mom didn't really love the Lord too much. So we had a really rocky kind of spiritual life. I didn't really know where I stood with Jesus or anything, and so I kind of just ignored it and just kind of focused on getting through the next day because it was rough home life, rough school, and so didn't really have that foundation of church. I ended up moving to Florida when I was 18 years old, right after high school, and my mom was getting stationed down in Miami, Florida. We moved down to Fort Lauderdale. We stayed down there. And I ended up living down there for 8 years. And it is in Florida that I heard of the Lord, and I was invited to a church service, a young adult service from a good friend of mine who's now my best friend down in Florida. He's a pastor. And it's in that church service that I accepted the Lord after attempting to take my own life twice prior to that. And so I grew in that church. I grew to love that church family. And it is in that church context that the Lord gave me a heart for youth and young adults and young people. Because as I started just, looking at the culture, I mean, we have so much in our culture that is just changing consistently. I mean, every day things are changing. And as of right now in 2020, we have things like a pandemic of COVID-19, of all these things in regards to sexuality and identity, all these things in regards to spirituality, so many different avenues that people are taking. And for a youth, it's like, what do we do to even navigate that? I don't even know what to do with that. And so it's a hard time for the youth and young people, the young adults in our culture who are just trying to navigate through and find the correct path and the right path for their life. And our goal here at Living Hope Youth, with my wife and I, our goal is to give biblical foundation, biblical truth to be able to navigate through that. We firmly believe that the Bible is not just informative, meaning it's not just a bunch of information that we kind of grab a hold of in our mind, kind of like an instruction manual. I know a lot of people have seen or talked about the Bible as an instruction manual, and in a sense it is, but in another sense it's a lot more than an instruction manual. You don't just read the Bible and then just kind of accumulate knowledge, but the goal of the Bible is to be able to apply that knowledge to your own life, and the Holy Spirit would actually then transform you to make you look like His Son, Jesus. And so our goal in youth group is not just to learn Bible stories or to learn Bible passages and to learn more Bible stuff, but to learn the Bible stuff and actually learn how to apply it to our ever-changing lives and culture. How does the Bible kind of answer the big questions of life that everyone in our culture seem to be asking? And our goal is to equip the youth to be able to not run away from those types of questions or those types of encounters that they're going to experience in school, when they get into college, when they get into the workplace. There is no escaping culture. This is the culture we live in. But our goal in the youth group and our young adults group is to equip students to be able to know the Bible in such a way where they can actually navigate a transformed life in an ever-changing culture. And so that is our goal. One of the main questions that we tend to ask is, how do we help students and young people fall in love with a God that they cannot see. Right now in our culture, it's a lot about how you feel. It's a lot about how you make me feel. And, we look for tangible feelings and things that we can hold on to. But right now, the God that we believe in, Jesus of the Bible, is not here physically. And so the challenge is, how do we fall in love with a God that we cannot see? That can't just be informative. We don't want to just know the Bible, but how do we actually fall in love with a person that we can't hold, that we can't touch, that we can't cling to physically? How do we do that? And that is what we are trying to teach our youth, to teach our young adults, to teach the students how to do that. Because if they can learn that, then a personal relationship that they have cultivated with reading the Bible and prayer and community will anchor them in solid biblical truth when they go out to college and when they go out to the workforce and the culture and the people that they're going to encounter and the people who don't believe in Jesus. That is what's going to anchor them. And so that is our goal here at Living Hope Youth with my wife and I, Jordan. We love it here. We've been here for about a year now. We're so blessed to be able to be a part of what God is doing here in the church in Medina. And so look forward to meeting you. I don't only do youth and young adults. I also do some other pastoral kind of things and videos and editing and stuff like that. So you won't only see me in youth and young adult, but if you ever come and visit the church, I look forward to talking with you and engaging in a dialogue and just getting to know you. So that's a little bit about me. Hope you guys have a blessed day.